Okay, I think I'm ready to start. Hi, everybody. How are you? My name is Amy Routt, and I work for Curricula Concepts. Today, I'm coming to you to have a short discussion all about mindfulness. And I'm going to use some different words for mindfulness. I'll kind of explain that to you. But let me give a little background about who I am. Like I said, I'm Amy Routt, and I work for Curricula Concepts full-time. My hobby job is what I call it now, is I teach yoga. I'm a yoga instructor and also other fitness. I have been an instructor for 18 plus years, but I've also been a yoga practitioner. So I have practiced yoga for 23 years. So a huge part of my life. I'm a mom of 3 kids and I am a new grandma. So that's just a little bit about who I am. And let me tell you about Curricula Concepts. We are a company that works to help people make connections and build relationships. And we focus primarily on early childhood educators and other educators as well, and really anyone who works with families and children. We work in many different ways, but one of our many focuses is making connections, but that includes making connections with ourselves. That means self-care. How do we take care of ourselves so that then we're able to make connections with others? And so we have a passion for wellness, and that includes all wellness: physical, mental, social, all of it. So if you're interested in hearing more about Curricula Concepts, you can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram. You can subscribe to our YouTube page, but you can also look at our website at Curricula Concepts and check us out and see everything that we do. So I wanted to present a problem to you. And one of those problems is that I would venture to guess that possibly 98% of us that are below retirement age are stressed and stretched and distracted. And that can be a problem. That can truly impact our health in all kinds of ways, our physical health as well as our mental health. What we know, one of the things that I read recently is Brené Brown, and she says that the 2 most powerful forms of connection are love and belonging. And she goes, this is from her book, Daring Greatly. And she goes on to say that if we want to fully experience love and belonging, we have to believe that we are worthy of love and belonging. So if most of us live stressed, stretched, and distracted, then how do we take care of ourselves? Take care of ourselves in a way that we do feel worthy to connect with others, that we feel worthy to have love and to belong somewhere. Honestly, one of our high priorities in life should be taking care of ourselves, giving ourselves that time and that attention. And that's where we come into mindfulness. Mindfulness allows us to work on ourselves, being present, being more aware, noticing how we feel, noticing things around us, just simply noticing. When I was a young mom, when my kids were little, that was a time when I truly think I felt stressed and stretched and distracted. I was juggling a lot. I was juggling family, work, motherhood, friends, trying to juggle all of those things. And as a mother, I was trying to be super mom. I was trying to make sure that we read every day and that we played every day and that we were singing songs, that we were snuggling, that I was offering them these learning and growing experiences that will help them grow into the most amazing humans ever. But one thing that I've always done, physical health, my physical activity has always been kind of a hobby of mine, and it's something I always prioritized. There were times in my life where I've done a lot more of it and a lot less, but it is something that I prioritized. About 23 years ago, I've lost count, I started yoga, and I knew after the first time I loved it. But what I thought was I loved it for the physical benefits of it, that I was getting, I was getting stronger and more flexible, and it just felt good to my body. But what I came to, to realize is my favorite part of the yoga class was the end, when I was able to sit and practice stillness. The instructor would take me through a little mindful exercise of noticing my body and how it felt, some real nice deep breathing exercises. And it took me a little while, but all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, that is powerful in my life for this time. I always left feeling rejuvenated and feeling good and just feeling like I did the most amazing thing for myself. And come to find out, I didn't know it as much then, but what I know now through experience and through research is that practice of sitting still, of listening to my body, listening to my breath, practicing, because if there's something I want to stress to you, it is that this takes practice. We don't all become this present and mindful person immediately. And we may not all be present and mindful 24/7, right? But we can sure practice moments throughout our day, throughout our weeks that will help us get that little like, oh, something felt really good about that, and I feel much better right now. So whether it's that breathing exercise I started with, this is one I love to teach people, where you have that little bit of friction to kind of bring your attention to your hands and then take some deep breathing. We teach that to children a lot when they're starting to feel big feelings and emotions. I call it crazy hands, but sometimes I use it for myself just to kind of bring my awareness back and to focus my mind and my breath. But I want to talk today about a few ways that you can learn presence, learn mindfulness in your life. Just 3 simple things that you can think about and maybe start with. And I recognize that we do feel stressed and stretched and distracted. I recognize that having to put one more thing on you could be difficult. But I also promise you that just taking a tiny little sliver of your day, meaning 3 minutes or less, can change how you feel. So let's talk about those ways. First of all, you need to know this. Mindfulness isn't always sitting like I did at the end of a yoga class where I'm just breathing and I'm on my back and I'm like, I mean, that's one way to practice it, to learning to wrangle your thoughts is what I like to call it. It's okay. You want thoughts. They're going to come and go. But learning to kind of pull your mind back and focus on what you're trying to focus on, whether that's your breath or a part of your body that you're trying to relax. So that's one way that you can practice mindfulness. But there's other ways that you can practice. So number 1, decide where in your life that you need to practice more presence. Is it noticing your feelings? Is it that you need to acknowledge what's going on in here instead of pushing it down and away? Remember that part of connection is feeling worthy, and you are worthy of how you feel, and you are worthy of what is going on in here. Maybe that's where you start. Maybe that's where put number 1 focus is on you. Maybe it's just eliminating distraction when you get home from work. It's putting your phone away and having that 5-minute conversation that will help somebody feel heard and listened to, or you being able to have a conversation distraction free. That is healing. Listening and talking to a loved one or a friend or a coworker is healing, but you have to put the distraction away. So maybe that's where you need to work. Maybe you notice I'm so distracted in my conversations. I know one time my son, he came into the kitchen and I was doing dishes and I was answering an email and he was trying to tell me a story, and finally he said, "Mom, I need you to look at me." So maybe it's making eye contact, but you decide where. That's the number 1 step. Decide where you need to put some attention in your life. And guess what? That type of reflection is mindfulness work as well. Number 2, decide how you want to practice your mindfulness. So don't forget, everything is baby steps. Think of something small and attainable. And if it's just noticing how you feel, maybe you're starting with you, then maybe you're taking 3 minutes at the end of your day, the beginning of the day, the middle, wherever it is, and just take a few deep breaths and just kind of give a body scan. Like, how am I feeling today? Am I feeling tightness in my neck? Do I feel unsettled about something? Like, just acknowledging it can help you heal. Maybe the how is you put your phone down at a certain time of the day when you know your children are trying to tell you something. Maybe it is distraction free in the car. Maybe that is one place that as a family, you put away all distractions and you connect. Maybe it's the dinner table. Whatever it is, it takes practice, but it also takes intention, and you have to decide how you're going to do it. And then a third tip for you is to take a moment each day. I would add this to the other things, but think about a few things that you are grateful for in your life. Gratitude can heal our hearts, our mind, and our body. And what we know is when we put bad things into our body, and I don't want to say bad because I believe all food is good, but when you're constantly overeating those things that aren't necessarily healthy, you're not going to feel good. If you're constantly thinking thoughts that aren't great, that are negative and bring about bad feelings, then you're going to be full of that. And instead, you want to replace those feelings and those thoughts with gratitude, the things that we can be grateful for. That doesn't take away that sometimes we might feel sad or bad or have some not great things going on in our lives, but we can always think about something to be grateful for. We have good things in our life. All of us have strengths. All of us have good things going on in our lives, even if marginally they might be like this good compared to sometimes when they're this good. But if we practice gratitude, it can truly change our lives. So that's another way of practicing mindfulness in our lives. So I hope that this gives you a better understanding, even if it's just a small, more clear understanding of what mindfulness is, being present, paying attention, being grateful, and helps you to connect to others in your life, because we all need connection in our life. It's so important. It's vital for each of us to grow and be healthy and strong and get through each day. Thank you for listening today. I so appreciate it, and I will see you next time.